Episode 26, Lane 1 Talk Show, October 6th, 2025. How we doing, Mark? I know it's been a minute.
We are back, baby.
We're back.
And you saying October made me realize, man, holy crap, I have 0 Halloween plans this year. I haven't even thought about Halloween, man. What's your costume going to be?
That's a great question. I think I'm going to be a skeleton again. If I remember.
Cross-country runner?
No. Just my baseline. No, we're probably going to be I'll probably be some sort of skeleton family. I'm not the greatest when it comes to Halloween. That's not like my ideal. I love the fall, but the Halloween costume, some people really get into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, being a parent of a 6-year-old, it's like such a big deal. And being a teacher too, like Halloween's such a huge school holiday. So I really have to like coach myself up and get excited about Halloween.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be a skeleton.
That's pretty sick, man. I might just get I get an inflatable T-Rex costume and just walk around downtown Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have 0 plans for that, but
you have 0 plans for that.
0 plans. Haven't even thought that far. That's a problem for future Mark to think about.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. On that note, you're coming live from Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado. This is my first altitude pod.
How's the move? How's the situation?
Dude, it's been pretty good. Yeah. So far, the biggest thing that I've come across is I'm starting to build a circle and build some connections, and I have consistent people that I can send text messages to and go on runs.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty exciting. Haven't quite landed workout groups just yet, just because for whatever reason, everybody out here works out, and you can look at their Stravas too, man. 5:45 a.m. warm-up time every Tuesday, every Friday. And I'm just like, man, I've crafted my life in a way to where I don't have to do that anymore. Wake up at the butt crack of dawn to go for a workout and try to be ripping 300s or try to be ripping threshold miles at 5:45 on the bike path. I cannot do that. Or at Wash Park for me. It's to the point where I've crafted my life to be in a position where I can go on a run at lunch and then go work out after work. And I'm not totally wiped out. I'm ready to go and ready to get things rolling. So I might have to compromise and go back to working out at 5:45 if I want training partners, which in the bulk of marathon training is probably going to be incredibly vital. But yeah, we're making it work for the time being. I have friends to easy run with pretty much most days. And
nice.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty cool.
Have you been able to connect with Raj?
Me and Raj have run together one time since I've lived here. And it was only 2 miles.
Oh man, I feel like this is in the evolution of our friend group and our the garden house, right?
Yeah.
And all these seasons that we've had together. I feel like this is like a little spin-off series of Mark in Colorado. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is literally what it feels like, because it's so funny because the only thing that it doesn't feel like I've moved yet in my head in a weird way, if that makes sense. It just feels like I'm off at another altitude camp or something like that. But and I'm just working out by myself now, but in reality, I'm still in all the group messages. I'm still talking to all the same people as I normally do, as if I'm still going there. We're still talking about races. The only difference is it just feels like I'm just on this side quest at the moment.
Yeah, it still feels like a side quest.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a side quest. It hasn't hit me yet that I am a Colorado resident.
Right.
When people still ask me where I'm at, I still find myself saying, "Oh yeah, I'm from California." Even when I went to Minneapolis, people asked me where I'm from. I was like, "Oh, I'm from California." They're like, "Oh, where in California do you live?" And I'm like, "Well, actually, I live in Colorado right now." Yeah. And that is the thing that goes with it. It's I live in Colorado right now, as if I'm only here temporary, but I'm I literally just moved.
Do you have all of your go-to spots, like your grocery store, your restaurant, your quick, fast, casual, don't want to deal with cooking?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really gotten to experience a lot of food out here. So my go-to grocery store is Safeway still, just because I don't know. There's not many options. The other option out here is El Super or Whole Foods. And I went to Whole Foods on my first grocery trip and walked away with a $350 bill for a week worth of groceries. And I'm like, yeah, I went to Safeway, and that's basically Vons for California. So like, or for our part of California.
SoCal.
And yeah, and walked away with a 150 grocery bill for the week. So I'm like, yeah, we'll do that. The grass fed at Safeway is probably just about the same as the grass fed at Whole Foods. So got that. But in terms of my actual eat out spots, I kind of just eat at Chipotle.
It's good, man. I just had Chipotle over the weekend. It's easy with the app. You can just order it and it's there and it's ready and you know what to expect.
Yeah, and for me, like I'm trying to eat cleaner. I get it for all the people out there that are seed oil, anti-seed oil. Like they're like Raj is a big not like anti-seed oil guy, and he's always just like, dude, you can't eat Chipotle too much. And I'm like, well, dude, it's chicken, rice, beans, and like vegetables.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Yeah. No, there's always that's an entire conversation, right? Is nutrition. And I think there's a balance, right? Especially for what we're doing. It's like the, you know, finding that balance of like healthy, eating clean, but also, you know, not having to spend $600 a month at Whole Foods.
Well, dude, like my biggest problem that I was having, and you can probably well, you don't do like an absurd amount of mileage, but like still when your mileage was climbing, like you're probably up to like what 80 miles doing 80 miles a week for marathon training and stuff like that. Like where you can probably relate to on this is the thing I'm having a bigger problem with is eating enough. And my coach flat out asked me like, yo, do you have a, because I like called him about how can I get more calories? And he was just like, do you have an eating disorder? I was like, I don't. I was like, I'm the furthest thing from that. I'm like, I am just struggling to get enough. Like, dude, I lost 6 pounds in like the first 2 weeks of my block.
Oh, dang.
Because like I felt like I just could not get enough calories in. And advice he gave me is like, dude, at this point, like make sure like 80% of your meals are healthy. He's like, but dude, eat some ice cream. Eat some, like, instead of roasted potatoes, maybe eat some hash browns, like just stuff that's going to be adding just a little bit of extra caloric density. Because for me, I was like, you know, my typical breakfast when I'm running 80, 90 miles a week is probably like a couple eggs, toast, and maybe some potatoes. And go ahead.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's hard when you're training and you're busy with life to get the calories in, you know. I definitely have struggled with that.
Yeah, and then just going on a run and like you bonk mile 2 and you're like, damn it, well I got 10 more miles.
And two, what I've run into in the past is, you know, I'll have a long day, you know, of just, you know, work and you know, pick up and everything with my son. And, you know, by the time I get out the door, it's like, you know, 8 o'clock at night, and I haven't eaten really well that day. And that's where I really feel like I'm vulnerable of getting injured. Like, you know, I feel like for your large muscle groups, like your hamstrings, your quads, your calves, if they're not fueled, they're at risk of like not operating properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, like that's Joe Rubio wisdom right there too, where he talks about like if you are underfueled or you're underhydrated, that's when you're most prone to getting injured.
Yeah. So what I've learned here, you know, closing in on 40 years of life, is I've gotten better at no calling workouts. Like I'm just like, oh, okay, it's 9:30 at night. Let's just go ahead and get in 45 minutes without falling.
Yeah.
And call it good. And we don't need to do a sad fartlek on the bike path. Because that's real, you know. I think it's okay. I think those of us that have been doing this for so long, we're so regimented in our fall or spring marathon builds or our cross country builds that like we get so locked into our training and our goals that we forget to see the forest for the trees, right? We're like, you have to, you know, you have to check this off your list. You're like, oh, I have quarters today. I need to do quarters. Well, you haven't eaten since 11 a.m. It's 9 o'clock at night. It's time to just relax and get in some exercise if you can.
Yeah, no, dude, I've had workouts where, shoot, I was out till like 3 a.m. and stubbornly still pull up to the park at like 8 a.m. Try over here. There's one time in specific that comes to mind where I was out till literally like 4 a.m. Got home, took basically a nap, got back up at 8, drove to the park, tried to do a 2x4 mile. And my first 4 mile, I went through the mile at like 5:04 and then died my way slowly to like a 5:20. And then I
Yep.
started the first rep of the second. I started the first mile of the second rep and I ran like 5:35. And I was like, what the hell am I doing, man? And
Yeah, I think I remember this. Were you at home?
I was at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, like you're saying, we'll be out and about. You're home for the holidays, or you're whatever, out of town for a wedding, and you have this the group at Cuesta today is crushing 2 times 4 miles. So I need to do 2 times 4 miles, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And really, what you got to do is probably just like 8 times 5 minute on, 1 minute off, right?
Like, shoot, maybe not even work out if I'm out till 4.
Maybe, yeah, if you're out till 4 and like, you turned out at the rehearsal dinner, right?
Yeah.
Then, maybe we just get in an easy run the next day and put ourselves in a position, because then you're gonna, right, you got the wedding the next day and you got drive home, you're gonna be wrecked on Monday.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a big thing too that I've noticed about a lot of my injuries is like a lot of them happen after events like that.
Yeah,
Like
they
I
do.
got pretty hurt after Sean's wedding because like, and I looked back on it, like, dude, we drank so much and because I was part of the wedding party. So we got started at like 10 a.m. I still worked out that morning, like did a full threshold workout. And then Sean got married. And then dude, I danced till 2 a.m.
Yep.
Like danced. I remember garmining that and I got like 14 miles of dancing.
Yep.
On the dance floor. And then the next day I went for a long run with you guys and my Achilles was shot after that.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you look, life got in the way. I probably shouldn't have even ran after that wedding, but it was like, yeah, I danced for 14 miles. I did a full threshold workout that morning. And I probably had an absurd amount of alcohol from like 10 to 2.
Yeah. It's not recovery, right?
No, it's definitely not. And that sleep that night wasn't good. It was basically like I did a long run off of threshold and no sleep and a lot of dancing and a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, this is something that, if we had the DeLorean, to go back in time to tell our younger selves, right? To tell the 24-year-old self, like, hey man, like if you're not feeling great, got something going on, life's getting in the way, it's okay to do an easier workout or call it chill.
Yeah. It's yeah, like, hey man, sometimes it's just not that serious.
Hey, it's just sometimes it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Well, yeah, that's good. That's a good point. That's a good topic that I think not a lot of people talk about. You just raced recently, right?
I did the TC 10 miler.
Yeah, that was yesterday as we were recording, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
So you've been busy. How'd it go?
Dude, it went terrible. I'm so unfit right now, man. It's a weird position to be in because and I thought about it historically because I always like to credit myself for running pretty well off of doing a lot less.
Yeah.
But the thing that I don't have now that I used to have that I really am starting to look back on and be like, dude, it's such an integral part of training is fucking PA circuit cross country races, man.
Love it.
Like, I don't know, getting out there and crushing a 4-miler with no ego attached, no time attached, no like expectations. Like my biggest competition is freaking waking up from Alan Cuevas's floor and racing Sean in Golden Gate Park.
Yep.
Like, dude, those efforts, you get your heart rate to like 180, 185 and get that experience. And I think that's kind of what I lacked at the TC 10 miler because my first mile felt like the first mile of a Golden Gate Classic. The difference is it was my season opener.
Yeah.
So I've just felt like really flat and really slow, but I've been doing only long threshold stuff and long mileage. So like I went through the mile at 4:31 and weirdly felt terrible.
Yeah, I think the framing it in the sense of that's your season opener, and kind of in the mindset of a PA race. I don't think it. I think it was actually pretty good. Especially I think you said it was humid and hot.
Yeah.
It's just that I know I feel this way. Maybe you do. Is when you get on the plane, you go to these elite fields. You feel like there's this like expectation, right? And it's okay to have a mid race. It's just that we usually have our mid races like in Golden Gate Park or like Garin or Santa Cruz, right? We're like 50 other people in the race.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not like the elite field was here big too. I think the reason why it was more like when I reflect on this race, the reason why I feel like I held it to a higher standard is because, dude, you look at the people that showed up in this race,
Yeah.
like friggin' Yamane
Oh
Helaselassie,
yeah.
he won it like in a loaded field. You had
Yeah.
Via Simbasa there, you had Joe Klecker, you had a bunch of other guys that are like just heavy hitters. And the thing is that they're ready to go because they're running New York in a month.
Yep.
So a lot of them were in like mid build form. They're in mid season form while I'm opening my season. I've been training seriously for like a month. I went to a bachelor party 2 weeks ago. Like, you can't. And what I learned is a quote that you told me back in, I think it was 2018, where you're like, you can't have it all. You can't do all the things and expect to hit a home run on race day if you're trying to check every other box in life off. So for me, like, I was trying to have my cake and eat it too, where I was still going out, or I guess not going out, but like bachelor party, training high mileage. Like, I trained straight through the race and expected to feel good. Like, no, that's just not how how the sport works out. So
no.
And I do think if I was in a field that is more like my skill level, for lack of a better word, like my talent level at the moment, like, we're not going out in 4:30.
No.
We're probably going out in 4:45, and I'm probably having a much, much better day if I'm doing that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just that those, they say you're not going to win the race in the first mile, but you can lose it, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like you can, it's you can gas yourself. You can really put yourself in an uncomfortable position early on, and it's not like you can't handle that in peak form. Like if you're training for Houston and you're out there and your first mile is in the 4:30s at Houston, but you're training for it, that's a different conversation than kind of mid-early block training for marathon, right?
Yeah. And by that time, like, you're probably feeling better at that pace. Like,
Right.
I've done a total of like 400s under 70 seconds this year.
Which is, I mean, all things considered, I think it's a, that kind of puts it in perspective that was a good race.
Yeah. I mean, what I'm more happy about is I could have folded, which, I mean, like, I had some rough miles in there, but like, I could have just sailed it in. I could have just DNF'd.
Right.
Or I could have just coasted. But like, dude, I just fought the entire way. And it's just like, plain and simple, I'm just not in good shape. Like, I explained it to my coach. I was like, I just don't think I'm a good runner right now. He was like, I don't think that's true. I'm like, no, well, a good runner would have known where they're at and not have gone out with the lead packet through 4:30. I'm like,
yeah,
the smart thing to do is, there was this guy from Brooks that he passed me around like mile 5, like I was walking, like I was standing still. He just blew past me. Dude wound up finishing like 17th in the race, like 7 positions ahead of me. And he went out, like, I ended up seeing him on Strava, and he went out like 10 seconds slower than I did. And the difference was, when he caught me, he was still like momentum, and his splits were closer to being even. While mine was 4:30 first mile, 4:40 like 5 second mile, 5:10 third mile, like 5 flat fourth mile. And I was just going back and forth trying to hang on for dear life. But bro just like mowed through the field and got to where he needed to be.
Yeah, it's that is tough. That is tough. And you do bank those minutes, but you also want to be competitive, right? You want to get out with the front group.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't really know how to race another way.
Yeah.
Like, that's always how they teach us, is just get out to the front and compete.
Yep.
How did your season opener go, man? You raced at Santa Cruz.
I raced at Santa Cruz. That was a while ago. That was in August. There's a vlog up on the channel. Check it out. It was fun. It was so fun. It was everything I wanted in a PA race and more. We went up there on Saturday, we went to the boardwalk, took Calvin to the boardwalk, rode some rides. I'd never been to the actual boardwalk at Santa Cruz. We got a
nice.
yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
We got a hotel, and they went. Calvin loves the pool. He loves hotels. We have his whole traveling set up, and it's like a nice one night getaway. I love Sunday races. Sunday morning races are just like, it's like a just casual like weekend, because you don't have to miss any work. But yeah, that was good. It was actually like strangely loaded.
Well, yeah, you guys assembled the Avengers.
Yeah, it was ridiculously loaded. Like, we had Silas and Sean, and Michael McGirdich ran really well too.
Dude, he's having a great year.
He's having a great year. I think he's on track to do really well this season. But also those dudes know how to run cross country. They know how to they know how to manage their energy well. That was fun. But yeah, since then, just been kind of just entrenched in the family life, and kind of like what you're saying, right? You had your bachelor party. We had our draft party for my college friends. We had our draft party here in SLO, which was really fun. It was nice because I didn't have to drive. And then like a week or 2 weeks later, I got to see Lincoln Park at the Intuit Dome. You ever been to the Intuit Dome?
No, I haven't. That's the Clippers' new arena, right?
Yeah, it's the Clippers' new arena in Inglewood. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Your draft house, that was out at Second Farm, right?
Yeah, Second Farmhouse.
Yeah. Me and Sean, we did a long run that day, and that was my last day in SLO actually, was during that draft. So me and Sean were planning, we're like, dude, should we just crash the house real quick? Because like we didn't know that was even an option or how that was even found.
It's changed my whole perspective. So for those of you who are listening who don't know what we're talking about, Second Farmhouse is the main run at Cal Poly. It's like from the gym to the Second Farmhouse and back is about 9 miles. It's 8.5, but we call it 9. And we discovered that there's an Airbnb back there, and we rented it for our draft weekend.
Yeah, who found that, and how did you figure out that that's Second Farm?
Jeff Lease is one of the guys on the team that we ran with back in the day, back in the 2000s.
Yeah,
and he's just, he's one of the more savvy Airbnb gents in the group, and it was just big house. It's a great house. I can show you pictures at some point, but it's just tucked away, farmhouse, big, lots of beds, and it's ideal for just large groups, family reunions and stuff like that in the countryside.
Yeah, I'm more so shocked how he saw the address, saw the property, and was like, no way, this is Second Farm.
Yeah. I mean, you do the whole research, you pinch to zoom and you find out where it is. It was like the ultimate, even living in SLO, it seemed like a vacation. Like I went for a vacation in my own town that I live in.
I mean, that's not a hard thing to do in SLO, man.
No, it's not a hard thing to do in SLO, but you're out there, you're 15 minutes away from town. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was dark out. It was peaceful, but
it felt like camping.
Yeah, it was kind of like camping.
Yeah, that's or glamping in this case.
Glamping. This would be extreme glamping.
Yeah, no, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, but yeah. I think the whole kind of when I was thinking about our pod, I think it's important to talk about this kind of stuff because we the theme of our conversations kind of always comes back to blue collar running, right? We always kind of working, living, running, and I think it's important to include all of those things. I know that my quote was like, you can't have it all, but it's like, it's time and place, right?
Yeah.
So, there's a place in the season, early season, building season, summer, where, go do your thing.
Yeah.
Go do your thing. But when it's time to really buckle down, we sort of are a little bit more focused, right?
Yeah. And the "you can't have it all" quote is more so talking about setting yourself up for a successful race, because it's I can't be going to Vegas and expecting to run well. Is
No.
what I mean by you can't have it all.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Exactly.
in early September, if you're trying to run well in, like, let's say your draft is the last or the first week of September and you're trying to run well in December, like, you got plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Exactly. Exactly. So that's part of the calculus, is that like you can, you can make it work if you're smart. Now, you doing this SIFA stuff every month, you're going to wear yourself out, right?
Yeah, it's just not going to work out.
Yeah, yeah.
So are you planning on doing USA Cross in December, the one in Portland?
I'm thinking about it. I got to talk to Joe. He was the course is going to be, he said the course is going to be worse than Tacoma was.
Probably not. Probably Tacoma is the worst course I think I've ever seen. It does get bad in terms of conditions, like weather.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be worse than Tacoma, man.
Yeah.
Nothing will ever be worse than Tacoma, I don't think.
Yeah. I don't know. I've had some bad ones. I've had some NCAA cross country ones that were pretty terrible.
Where like Terre Haute.
Terre Haute 04, I think, was ankle deep, was like Tacoma. But that Midwestern mud is a little different than the PNW. We'll see. That's tentatively on the calendar. It's also pretty close in proximity to the Silicon Valley Turkey Trot. It's like 10 days after the SVTT, and I don't know. I have to evaluate where the priorities are, right? Like,
yeah,
because it's another weekend of travel. It's another, it's another hard effort on the body, and I'm not necessarily like super. I'm not getting any younger here. If the main thing here is Club Cross in mid-January, do I need to do the Silicon Valley Turkey Trot and the US Cross Champs? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, Silicon Valley is definitely a lower hanging fruit for you. Like, you've got your family up there too.
Yeah,
up there, like, it's a family trip versus like this cross country road would probably just be the boys.
It'd just be the boys, and it would be cool because to go after the Masters champs. It is 8K.
Yeah,
that's really attractive to me. That is, instead of 10.
Yeah. Would you be eligible to do Masters at this one? No,
I would for December, for the US Cross Champs.
Oh, you would? I thought your birthday was in like real late December.
It's in late November.
Oh, LeBron's birthday is December. My bad. I get that confused with you, man. Sorry.
Oh, you did. You. That wasn't a setup, right?
No, that was not. That was actually not. Like, it's actually LeBron's birthday in late December. I literally just think you guys are like the same person.
I think LeBron's almost a full year older than me. Like, I think he I think he was born like 335 days like before me or something like that. Like, I think his birthday is pretty late. Like, he was old for his grade.
Yeah, I want to say he's like December 23rd or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're training for CIM, correct?
I'm training for CIM, yeah. Depending on, I'm still working on getting into that elite field for bottle placements, man. I tried doing the water cups. That shit's just not working for me, man. So if they don't end up getting back to me about getting bottle placements, man, I might transition over to our pal Ben Rosario and move into the marathon project.
Yeah.
The only reason why that hasn't been my like first option is because my sister's running CIM. And my mom wants to come watch. So if like my parents and my whole family's there and it'll be my marathon debut, like, I would love to share that moment with like my sister and like my family and stuff like that. Like, I think that'd be pretty cool, especially because like I've been coaching my sister in the marathon for almost a decade now, and myself doing my first one. We've been talking about this for a long time, so that's the reason why I chose CIM. But like, I don't know, I feel like having the bottles is just so valuable.
It's nice.
Yeah, like, I give props to the people that do it without it. Like, you did it at Houston and it worked out, but like, dude, I tried grabbing some water cups for practice during this 10-miler. Like, I was already having a bad day, so I'm like, let's just see if I can do this. Like, try taking some gels and try like practicing taking down water from cups. And dude, I just wasn't getting what I needed. I was like, shoot, like, all right, what the hell am I going to do if I'm doing this in a marathon?
Yeah, it really does, and coming from, you know, the world of not having bottle placement, like when I was for Houston,
Yeah,
you almost kind of put it out of your mind. Like I got to a point where I put it out of my mind. Like I'm not worried about bottle placement because I don't have access to it. So
exactly.
you know,
Yeah,
I just like it wasn't something that I thought about. It was a non-issue.
yeah,
And then when I got to the trials, it was like, you know, they were setting records with the number of people they were having with bottle placement and all that in terms of
yeah,
like a large scale race and all the tables. And it was an incredible setup, but it is nice. But you know, I like you said, I Houston, I took the water cups. I took little drinks. I took a little drink at every water cup station.
yeah,
Because you know, I didn't want to pause my breathing, as we've talked about before, because heart rate won't come down.
yeah,
So I was just taking very small sips and I was doing my gels. But if that's going to be like, you know, on the flip side of that, if that's going to be something that's going to be a mental motivator for you, if you know that you can rely on your bottles and you have that routine down, it might be helpful to give our friend Ben Rosario a call.
yeah, yeah. And it's just a matter of not some like I don't want to be bougie about it, but like the water's just easier to drink and the supplements are easier to take when it's
Yeah.
just a water mix versus like giving even just straight up props to being able to take gels at that pace. Like I've been practicing gels on my threshold workouts here at altitude, and like even that is hard. Like running 5 minute pace and trying to put down a gel while keeping your breathing under control. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's hard, man. Like that's a difficult task. It's not an easy feat.
No, it's not. And it's training. It's months of training, right? It's like
Yeah,
it's training on the midweek long, or like I was doing a midweek long runs, and I was, you know, on regular long runs, on thresholds, on, you know, taking stuff like between intervals, on, you know, track days, and you just try to fit it in, and that's part of the process. That's part of the training of a marathon is that the fuel management, and that, you know, going through the days that where it doesn't work out, right, where you get cramps and side stitches and you get the
yeah,
sloshiness, you take a little bit too big of a gulp or something, and that's all helpful, dude. Like even the bad days, I got a side stitch the other day at practice, and I was like telling Sean, I was like, dude, that's this does not feel good, but it could happen in a race.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's how you weather the storm. And that's something that I've been trying to figure out. It's just like, shit, dude, how am I going to do this? So I've been going back to the drawing board, experimenting with gels again. So, like, one I've been using a lot is called Precision Fuel. And it's because you rip it open at the top and it's a more liquid kind of gel versus like those like clumpier ones or like the stickier ones, like the goos and stuff like that. So, with that, I can like almost drink it to where I'm just like sipping on it and I can,
Yeah.
over the course of a mile, I'm finishing the gel.
Is that one a little bit more liquid?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more liquid of a consistency versus typically I like to do Morton's because the chewiness helps. Like, because it like you're able to actually like chew on it a bit and breathe like normally. But like Martins that's an expensive brand to experiment with.
Yeah. Yeah. You hope
Yeah.
to grab some samples and
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the pub run, right?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Because I'm over here, it's $4 a pop or like
yeah.
$3 a pop, and it's
Oh,
like for practicing versus like $1 pop. So I'm
yeah.
like, shit, dude. Yeah, I don't know that I want to be practicing with $4 per.
Yeah. That's insane, man.
Yeah.
Um, you want to get into some of the world championships?
Yeah, I'm down to talk about that. Jeez, that feels so long ago at
It's
this
so
point.
long ago. I know we're late to the party here. And just so everyone knows, we've been trying to get this on the books. It's just both of our schedules
Yeah.
have been busy with, you know, on both sides. So we
All right.
will go ahead.
I was gonna say, all right, let's start off with talking about who your biggest winner of the world championships is and your biggest loser.
My biggest winner and my biggest loser.
Your biggest winner and your biggest loser of the world championships.
Um, oh man, I think the answer to both is Cole Hawker.
The biggest winner and the biggest loser.
Yes. He got himself
Elaborate.
he got himself DQ'd in the 1500 meter semis, and he was looking super strong. And he gave old Bobby Farkin the elbow and was DQ'd. But then he came back with a vengeance in the 5,000 meters and put on an absolute clinic in navigating traffic in that last lap. So
Jeez, dude, 51
yeah.
point, I think one
Yeah.
or 52 point on that last lap in a sub 13 race.
I mean, if you look at that last 200 meters, he is whipping around a world-class field. A world-class field, like he's at a high school dual meet.
I know, man. He closed in a 25 point.
Yeah, like these are not. This isn't your crosstown rival. These are the best in the world on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
And he is swinging wide, and he looked great in that 5K. But I think that he got himself into trouble in the 15. I think that his style, his like, it got him into some trouble. It worked at the Olympics, right? Because the gap opened up in the Olympics, and I think he went for a gap in the semis in Tokyo that wasn't quite there.
Yeah, and a lot of people want to argue Robert Farkin was already fading at that moment, but he wound up getting 6th in the final.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, he belonged there. Like,
yeah,
top 6 in the world is crazy.
Yeah, I think it was. It's tough. Obviously, I'm biased, right? Because we're Americans, but
yeah, I'm gonna say it was a terrible move, man. Like
on his call,
yeah,
yeah.
Like you can't impede people like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's really irrefutable. I don't. It's not a great call, but it is the right call.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, as soon as Cole just buried. He was just out the back. He was fading, as you said, but that killed your whole momentum in the last 50 meters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What about you? Winner, loser?
Biggest winner, I'm gonna say, is Jimmy Gressier.
Yep.
Jimmy Gressier, I don't think has finished in a top 10 in a world final before. I don't even think he came close to medaling in Europeans, and I don't think he's come close to medaling. Are they in Commonwealth? I think
no, they're not in the Commonwealth.
The French art?
No.
Okay.
They were never part of the British imperial reign.
Okay, then I'm thinking Europeans. I don't think
he's Euros.
I don't think he's ever come close to medaling in Euros. And he definitely, outside of cross country, and he definitely, I don't think has cracked top 10 at a world final. Like, I think in the 10K at the Olympics in 2024, I want to say he was like 12th.
Yeah, this was a huge race for him. And just so everyone knows, Jimmy Gressier of France won the 10K and second in the 5K, or third?
Second or third, one of the two. I want to say he was second behind Isaac Kameli.
Yeah, I think he was second in the 5.
Third in the 5, my bad, because
third in the 5 behind Cole and
Kameli.
Yeah. So I was
gonna say he's an afterthought in most races. Like, he's a damn good runner. Like, let's not take that away from him. He's run 12:51, 7:30. Like, he's run some really good times, but like nobody ever thought he was gonna win. Like, his first time where he really stepped into the spotlight was because he won the Diamond League final in the 3K. But everyone's reaction to that was like, come on, Grant, you can't lose to Jimmy G, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's a great runner, but no one expected him to be a contender at all. No one talked about him even being in the medals. We're talking about guys like Laros. We're talking about guys like, what's bro's name from the Netherlands that I'm forgetting? He's like a 144 guy and a 59:20 guy.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Netherlands. Why am I forgetting his name?
Mike Foppen? Not Mike.
No, not Mike Foppen. No, definitely not him. Shoot, why am I forgetting his name? It's right in my head. He got third in the 10K. He got bronze in the 10K.
He got bronze in the 10K?
Bronze in 10K, yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll figure it out at some point. It'll come to me. But yeah, we expected all those guys to be the ones to medal.
And some of them did.
Yeah. And Jimmy Gressier won the 10K. and then gets bronze in the 5K. Like, that definitely was not on my bingo card. Like, if I was a gambling man and you told me, does Jimmy get a medal or like take the field, I would say zero chance Jimmy gets a medal.
Yeah.
And the dude got a gold and a bronze.
Yep.
And my biggest loser, I'm going to say Team USA, man.
Oh, okay.
Like, Team USA as a whole, dude, like, Grant Fisher looked god-awful. Like,
Yep.
I would like to elaborate a little bit more on Grant Fisher in a bit. I'm a big Grant Fisher fan, but, like, he looked terrible. He looked like he didn't have it. He looked flat. He looked like he was struggling from the get-go. He struggled in the rounds. I think a lot of that has to do with I think you only have a limited number of times you can go to the well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was just in so many races this year where he needed to go to the well that his kick got progressively worse every single race that he was in. And again, he's still closing in like 51 or like 50, but like he started off at Grand Slam closing in like a 49 high or like a 50 low. And then by the end of the season, he couldn't close in a 55 to get a medal.
So you think you have a finite number of those?
I think it's very akin to getting knocked out in combat sports, to where your brain starts to recognize, holy crap, that was horrible. I never want to do that again. Because his description of what he felt like in the 10K was very alike to somebody getting knocked out, because it was like, all of a sudden you get knocked out once, it's easier to get knocked out over and over and over. So I think for him, when he said he got to that last lap and got to the last 100, and he said, I felt how I normally feel. But this time around, I just didn't have it in the last 100. I just didn't have that gear. To me, I think neurologically and neuromuscularly, like your body at some point has a finite number of times you can actually do that. And I think for him, he just having to do all the Grand Slam meets, doing the Diamond League finals, doing a lot of the indoor meets. I think he just went to the well so many times that by the time the Worlds came around, he just wasn't able to do it anymore.
Yeah. And that's coming also off of 2 bronze medals in Paris.
Yeah.
You know, so it's been a long 14 months for Grant Fisher, and and to his credit though, he did break the world record in the 5K indoors, right?
5K and 3K.
And 3K, you know, so like he has been successful. It's just that like you're saying, that specific skill of like putting that last lap together, I think he might have been a little bit overcooked.
Yeah, and he even admitted that himself too. I don't think you can say that in the moment, but after the 5K, he was like, "Yeah, I think I might have just overdid it this year.
Yeah,
might have gone a little too much in the well, didn't balance it."
Yeah, no, I like I like those choices. Jimmy was my vote for MVP.
Yeah,
of the meet.
But I do want to elaborate more when I say Team USA, because I only went in on Grant. But we went from 134, or what was it, 134 in the Olympics in the 1500.
Yep.
To having 0 people in the final.
0
people in the final. In the 10K, people were saying Nico Young's going to win the whole thing.
Yep.
He didn't medal. In the 5K, he was also an afterthought. Who else did we have in the 10K? Who was our third? Graham Blanks.
Graham Blanks.
Graham Blanks was nowhere to be seen either. He finished, I think, like 9th.
He was 11th.
Or 11th, yeah. Who was our third guy in the 5K?
Was Graham Blanks?
Did he make both? I don't think he made the 5K. Was it Nico? Oh, it was Nico. Grant and Cole.
Nico Grant and Cole.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a fire team. That's a fire team, dude.
Yeah. And we walk away with the gold medal there. I do think Cole, this is a whole nother subject too. I do think Cole is the best pound for pound runner in the world right now. I think he could win every event from 1500 to 10K, but we could debate that another day. But outside of that, then even in the men's 4x4, man.
Yeah.
Rai Benjamin had a lead and he lost it.
Yeah. We lost to Botswana, right?
Was it Botswana? Yeah, I think so. And he lost a lead because he went out the night before.
Oh, he did?
He did. He said, he tried to make it sound like edgy, like I had a late night, but my team called on me. It's like, bro, don't be bragging about that. You sold. Like, you had a lead and they cut the lead and they passed you and they beat you.
That is very unfortunate. I mean, shout out Botswana, right? Like,
yeah,
just, you know, Southern African country there. I know I saw clips of them. They were welcomed home like heroes, like the Kansas City Chiefs winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and we almost lost to South Africa. I do
Yeah.
want to call out, dude. Oh my God. If you have the time, Wade Van Niekerk's leg was phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Like, I haven't heard of Wade Van Niekerk in quite some time, but I believe he was either their second or third leg. And dude, he closed that gap and put South Africa back on it.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I just think it's interesting how, like, because Botswana's it's pretty close to South Africa. It's like those two South African countries they did well. Kind of a specific niche of the planet there. Also, we got Jamaicans went 1-2 in the 100.
Yeah. Oblique Seville. Dude, did you see his prelim?
I didn't see the prelim.
So
it's kind of hard to watch. I mean, like hard to watch it on live. But what do you do in the prelim?
He had the slowest reaction time ever recorded in a sprint event.
Oh my goodness! Wait, his semi or his heat?
His heat. He had the slowest reaction time to where everybody was like, "What the hell was that?" The gun went off and bro was still in the blocks.
Oh
and
yeah,
he made it on time, I believe, to the semis.
Like his first round, or no,
Yeah.
the heat, or
I believe it was his first round. He made it, and Noah made a snarky remark about him. He goes, "Oh yeah, you should have seen him in the call room. Dude was scared. I knew that was gonna happen."
oh man,
Noah was saying that about him, and then Oblique came out, and dude, he lit it up. What did he run? 971 or something like that?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Kishane second, Noah third.
Yep. Yep. Do you think all the I need to go watch the various podcasts, because I think either Kenny or Noah or both were on Shannon Sharp's podcast, and I think there was another one that Kenny was on too that was pretty popular. But
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any of those.
I haven't seen them, but I hear they're good. So, but do you think that Noah and Kenny had a little bit too much chirpy chirp between themselves, and they weren't focused on the rest of the world?
Nah, I mean, Noah hadn't done anything in the 100 that showed me he was the favorite. Like, he was getting rocked by Oblique Seville the whole year. Head to head, Seville was rocking him.
Right.
So, Kashane Thompson, I mean, he was a lean away from the conversation of him being the favorite, meaning the Olympics. Like, he lost by the smallest margin. If he had leaned in the Olympics, the conversation would be so different. We wouldn't be talking about, did Noah have a bad race? We would be saying Noah overachieved getting a bronze because he's not a 100 runner.
Right.
It's because of the fact that Noah did win the 100 last year. But in terms of overall raw talent, I think Oblique Seville had been putting on the best shows over the last 2 years, and definitely had medal contentions. But the question was, can Seville actually cross over and perform in a championship? And he almost choked again in that prelim. But in terms of just who's the better 100 runner between him and Kashane, I think Kashane is the better 100 runner.
Right.
And Noah just happened to inch him out that one race, because if literally that lean was the difference, the 0.01 second, we'd be having a different conversation about it.
Yeah.
So all in all, I think Noah had a great day. Like, him getting bronze in the 100 is a pretty good result for him.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good point. It's good analysis. There's the other two were clearly more established, and then Tobogo got DQ'd. He false started.
Yeah, in the semis, right?
No, in the final.
Oh, in the final, yeah. And then Fred Curley going to the enhanced games.
Oh, geez. Yeah, Fred Curley, man. He's certainly not short on shock value and headlines.
All right, do you think he's going to break the world record at the enhanced games? Of course, there's an asterisk, but do you think he's going to break the world record, or do you think it's going to be awkward when they all run the same times that current sprinters are running?
I think it's going to be awkward when they all run the same times. I think that, I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but I feel like it's going to be an awkward conversation when it's just they're the same as they are now.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So going back to the men's Team USA, as being the losers, I think that's a fair assessment. Cole Hawker was our only medalist in the 5K. We had no finalists in the 800 or the 1500. And two events that we looked very good in last year.
Even all year this year, man.
Yeah.
We had Josh Hoey looked on fire all year.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's really hard. I think at that level, it's so competitive, and it's like it's such an elite level. And the call, like, didn't Josh Kerr say like you have like 75 minutes in the call room before you go out in the track, and you can't really do anything? Like
75.
I thought that's what he said on Joe Rubio's podcast. Anyways, like the call rooms and the rounds and everything at that international level, I think it's hard to just do that back to back to back, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's difficult to, you know, I think it takes a toll on you mentally and physically to at those elite, at those world global championships.
Yeah.
But yeah, fair assessment. But yeah, what do you think? Is that a good episode?
Yeah, I would say so. I think we had a good one.
I really appreciate catching up with you. I think, you know, we're gonna try and get back going a little bit more consistent.
Yeah.
You know, because I know that it's been a busy. I mean, if you think about it, since even July, you know, since before our camping trip, backpacking trip, it's been very busy with all of our travels and stuff. So
yeah,
hopefully we'll get another one in before your marathon. And
4 PAs for you too.
4 PAs. Yeah. Thanks for joining me, Mark. It's been a good conversation. It's always good to catch up. I look forward to these. And thanks everyone else for listening to the Lane 1 Talk Show. We'll see you next time. Peace.